All right, so today we're diving into a case I'm sure many of you have heard about, the disappearance of Ben Needham.
Yeah, a really fascinating case.
Fascinating and tragic.
Absolutely, and one that's really stuck with people.
And stuck with investigators too, right? This isn't just a cold case, it's one that keeps getting re-examined.
Exactly. It's had new leads, new theories, even excavations decades later.
Which is what we're going to do today, really dig deep.
Not just rehash the timeline, though that's important, but what makes this case tick?
Right. We've got news reports, documentaries, interviews with the family.
And all of that paints a bigger picture than just boy goes missing.
Which, let's be honest, that's a parent's worst nightmare anyway.
Absolutely.
But there's something about Ben's case.
It grabs you.
It does. So for anyone unfamiliar, we're talking 1991, Greek island of Kos.
Beautiful place, sunny, touristy.
And Ben Needham, 21 months old, vanishes.
From his grandparents' farmhouse, just like that.
And that's what gets me. It's not like he was in some city park, crowded place.
It was a family setting, supposed to be safe.
Like, how does that even happen?
Oh, and that's what made those first few hours so crucial.
I was reading about the initial search. It was just chaos, right?
Total chaos, family, neighbors, everyone looking.
Every minute that passes in a case like that
Feels like an eternity, and the longer it goes,
the less likely it is he just wandered off.
especially when you consider the sandals.
Right. One of the details that stuck out to me, Ben's sandals were left at the farmhouse.
Which to investigators meant he wasn't barefoot, wasn't on his own 2 feet.
So someone had to have taken him, right?
That was one of the early theories, abduction.
Makes sense, but without any witnesses, no demands.
It's hard to prove.
And while all this is going on, the media gets wind of it.
Oh yeah, this became huge news.
Especially in the UK, Ben's family was British, right?
Right, so you had 2 countries worth of newspapers and TV.
And that could be a double-edged sword, I'd imagine.
Definitely. On one hand, it keeps the case in the public eye.
Someone might see something, remember a detail.
Exactly. But it also leads to a lot of false leads.
I was reading about all the reported sightings of Ben over the years.
Some quite convincing, people swearing they saw him.
Most of them led nowhere.
Heartbreaking for the family, that constant hope, then disappointment.
Especially for Ben's mother, Carrie. She was so young when it happened.
She really became the face of the case.
Yeah, and she never gave up.
Tirelessly campaigning, keeping Ben's name out there.
And in 2016, there was a pretty big development.
Oh yeah, the excavation.
This was based on a new theory, right?
Yeah.
That Ben might have been involved in a construction accident.
A witness came forward years later, said he might have been accidentally buried.
And they actually dug up the area around the farmhouse.
Massive undertaking, really showed how seriously they were still taking it.
Sadly, they didn't find anything conclusive.
But it did reignite public interest.
And it shows that even decades later, these cases aren't forgotten.
And there's always that hope that one piece of evidence might turn up.
It's amazing to me that something good came out of this awful situation.
What do you mean?
Ben's case, it really changed the way missing children cases are handled, right?
Oh, absolutely. In the UK especially.
Like better protocols, faster communication between countries.
A much more coordinated response, all because of what happened to Ben.
Sad that it takes a tragedy to make those changes happen.
It is, but at least something positive came out of it.
So where does that leave us with Ben's case? It's still unsolved.
It is, and there are so many questions that linger.
Like, why were those sandals left behind? If he was taken, how did nobody see anything?
Those are the details that haunt investigators and honestly haunt anyone who follows this case.
And it's a reminder that sometimes, despite our best efforts, some mysteries may never be fully solved.
But that doesn't mean we stop looking.
Or stop hoping.
Right. Hope that maybe someday someone will come forward with the missing piece.
And finally bring closure to this heartbreaking story.
Yeah, because even one small detail, one memory, could make all the difference.
And that's what keeps people fascinated by Ben Needham's disappearance. The possibility that the answer is still out there.
And the hope that someday we'll finally know what happened to him.
It's a reminder that even in the face of tragedy, hope persists.
And that even the most baffling mysteries might one day be solved.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.
Absolutely. It's a case that deserves to be remembered.
And hopefully someday, understood.
Until then, we keep searching for answers.
And keep hoping for that one breakthrough.
That will finally bring Ben home.
That's it for today, but make sure to join us next time as we delve into another fascinating case.
Until then, stay curious.
And stay informed.
We'll see you next time.